Hi, welcome to another water cooler, virtual water cooler live. I'm Steve Wright, my little piece of the interweb space, um, going live in LinkedIn, Facebook, and on YouTube. So um, I am excited to be here. It's always daunting when I start this thing off. I kick off the camera and I do it every week, but it's still kind of nerve wracking just to sort of sit in front of a camera, which is nice. I don't think I ever want to lose that sort of jittery. Am I ready? Is everything in place? Are people going to come and talk? Come and join me at the water cooler? Um, it's always a testimony to one's, I don't know, what do you call it? It's just feeling okay in your own skin, I guess, to show up at a place, being the first one to a place and not sure if anyone's going to come, if you've got the right date, the right time, if anyone's even bothering, and what it means if they don't show. So I am getting beyond that, and I'm of an age and a time of life whereby I'm perfectly happy just chatting for a few minutes until the 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 links show up and kick in. I'll be looking at my screen every now and again just to see if anyone's showing up and making sure that this stuff is actually going out. But yeah, I am 3 weeks, 3 weeks into being in Jamaica, enjoying it, and I just wrote down some things there. The four C's: the climate, the cadence, the culture, and the cuisine. And all those things are really hitting in differently. Being here, climate, obviously, I'm not, there's not been a day below 24 centigrade here, day or night. So I think the coldest I've got since I've been here is probably 22, which is very different to living in the north of England. So that definitely is something that I am getting used to and acclimatizing to. I like it. I like waking up warm. And I like the fact that we're closer to the equator, so the days are a bit more even. The nightfall is always around sort of 7-ish, 7:30-ish. It's starting to get dark. Last light is probably around 8 something maybe. So, and it's less light pollution in around here. So it's nice. Things get dark and you feel like it's time to be indoors or relax. And the sun comes up pretty quick here. It's probably around 6 minutes to 6, 5:30 maybe. But it's good to start your day early because it gets warm pretty quick. So, but yeah, so climate is definitely something to get used to. The cadence is the other learning curve for me. The pace at which things get done here is very different. So not always a problem or not always a criticism, but it's something just to get used to. Don't expect things to happen too quickly. Don't expect, well, public transport's a nightmare. So don't expect to be sort of hopping out, jumping on transport and getting to where you want to get to on time. Always factor in that traffic fudge factor. The roads need work, so there's often things that are stopping you on the road. But yeah, the cadence is different, and you have to be okay with that sort of a more volatile, less predictable cadence of things. In some areas, it really needs to be worked on. Dealing with organizations or companies or government agencies, it's nice to have a better sense of timing and when things are going to happen. But at the same time, it's like you're not in London, you're not in New York. So take a chill pill a little bit. But yeah, so and I think cadence has been big. The other is culture. The Jamaican culture is bigger than the country. A lot of people um, have a perception or a concept of Jamaica and its culture primarily through its music, through food, through iconic figures like Bob Marley, um, and there is a sense that uh, its impact is much bigger than its land mass. It's the island is a pretty small island, about 3 million people, but the impact is definitely global through through music, food, culture, dress, and stuff. So um, it's nice to be here in terms of just being closer to or being in touch with sort of my roots and my family background. So I'm definitely embracing the culture. The patois is still eluding me. It's going to take me a while to get used to. I can understand more than I speak, and it's it's pretty dialectical and very fast. Some people speak it so fast I can barely understand what they're saying. Um, but I guess it's no more than being a Geordie or being speaking Gaelic or something like that. So it's something you just got to get used to. But I definitely enjoying being immersed in the culture and cuisine is the other C. As a vegan, Jamaica's really good. It's there's certainly enough protein sources, plant-based protein sources around. There's meat alternatives that make dishes more interesting. But sort of the local foods, the locally grown foods, stew peas, ackee, tofu. There's tofu here. There's no real shortage of finding food to eat, and the Rastafarian Ital cuisine is popular here. It's sort of gaining traction because of its plant-based health benefits, and less animal fats for sure, or no animal fats basically. So that's been really good. And I found a couple of vegan restaurants not too far from me in Ocherius that have really upped the game in terms of enjoyable things to eat and also prepare at home. So it's nice having vegetables that are sort of not shrink wrapped. You're buying them from markets, you're buying them from farmers, and you're buying them in season, which is always a good thing to eat in season. So that's really been helpful in terms of just understanding what the diet is about and being okay with sort of the sameness of food. I don't always have to run around and have a different meal every day. I pretty much eat the same breakfast most mornings, which is a combination of oatmeal, brown toast, maybe avocado, peanut butter. So it's nice to have some things that are sort of in that routine. But I don't feel that anyone with that sort of dietary discipline would necessarily have a problem in Jamaica. And it's like I said, it's just nice. People bring food. People bring their produce. It's their way of sharing gifts. You visit somebody, you bring some produce from that part of the island, which is always nice. So that's been good. I'm just going to check that I've got that I'm actually gone live in the spaces here, and hopefully get a few people to jump in and join me. My setup is very different today. Still working through some technical issues. That's one thing that's a bit of a bind in the island here. Getting good internet and making sure, and the houses are concrete, so finding good spots where you get a strong enough Wi-Fi signal to not break the link. So that's been key. But apart from that, it's been a very positive transition. I'm enjoying my time here. I'm enjoying um, establishing myself here and also networking. I met some great people already, and shout out to Mark, the friend I met who is in St Mary, the neighbouring parish, and we had a great lunch last week, and looking forward to chatting with him some more and connecting. He's also a returner, and there's lots of stories around people thinking about returning, and then sort of um, making it happen, and what it means to sort of be back in Jamaica. So those are things that are really key. Uh, Annie's joining me. God, yes, he is.
Hello, darling.
How are
How
you,
are you?
Annie? I am fantastic. I've been chatting my neck off.
You've been
We
waxing.
just I've been not waxing. I've been talking.
Visions, visions,
No,
images I do not
that's
need.
too too much information right there on a live stream platform. Looks like you got some nice weather there. You're also in the sun.
Yeah, it's heating up now. What is it? It's 27. It's been
Yeah,
hotter. We're sort of getting
nice.
towards the end of the day now. It's 10 to 6 here in southern Italy in
Yeah.
the mountains. And
Oh,
the
beautiful.
thumping you can possibly hear in the background is my other half splitting logs from a tree we had to cut down.
Ah.
So he's out there with the log splitter and making lots of noise. But we had this
There you
beautiful
go.
walnut tree, but it was dying and it had parasites in the main
Oh
trunk.
wow.
And yeah, it was such a
Yeah.
desperate shame. There's nothing worse than having to cut down a beautiful adult tree. But this year it only had
Wow.
one branch with foliage and a half a dozen sad walnuts. Last year it had two branches. The year before it had.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I mean the writing was on the wall. It had to come down.
What? Yeah.
But we've
Yeah.
realised that the heart near the bottom, the base of the trunk, the heart is still quite good. So we're going to save that bit, chop the rest up with
Oh,
firewood, but
okay.
save that bit. And when it's dried out properly, we'll get a couple of bowls and chopping boards made. So we've got something left of the
Okay.
tree.
Okay. Okay. That's yeah. When it's funny because there's a few times you've been on the call here and you've alluded to your hubby doing all these things around you. you know,
He's like
he was
the
wallpapering the last time, right?
the ever ready battery that never winds down. If he's not doing something, he's as miserable as sin.
There you go. There
He's
you go.
recovering.
Man
He's
after my own.
recovering from operation to remove cancer.
Right.
He's meant to be taking it
Hmm.
easy, but he just really isn't.
Right.
I've
Okay.
long since
Well,
given up trying to get him to slow down.
uh, well, as long as there's not compromising his recovery. I think sometimes it's better to be moving than to be too sedentary and moping
Yeah, I think there is a
your
balance,
life.
but
So
we are still in the process of
yes, there is a
finding that.
balance. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, tell him I said hi. Yeah, I'd love to see what comes out of the heart of
It'll probably be
the
a
walnut
couple of
tree.
years. They take a year to weather and to kind of get to a point where
Oh,
they dry
wow.
out enough so they won't split. All the rest of it. So
Okay.
it will be. We're a wee way
Okay.
off from that, but at least it's on the table. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's yeah. How do you know? How do you know about these things? Did you just look them up or?
Well, we live on the land, and my husband has a wood lathe and he plays around with bits of wood. And because we come from New Zealand, where native wood is a really big thing and people do some
Mm,
very spectacular things with it, we've kind of grown up understanding what's possible. So I guess it's just kind of
right.
an osmosis thing, really. And walnut's a
Yeah.
beautiful wood, isn't it? I mean, if you turn
Mm,
it
yeah.
properly and polish it nicely, it's stunning. So yeah, looking forward to
Mm,
having something to remember the poor old tree by. It's
yeah.
gone. It's
Wow.
taken its
There you
nuts with
go.
it. And the funny thing was, the really funny thing was that we put a bird box up in that tree about I don't know, 3 years ago, put a bird box up there, and we could tell that there's been activity because around the little
Yeah.
hole where they fly in, it's all kind of scraped and weathered and
Yeah.
used, and he couldn't pull it off. He tried to get it off before he felled the tree yesterday, couldn't get it off.
Mm-hmm.
So took the front of it off to see what the deal was, and there was a mouse living in it.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that mice climb trees? I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. I didn't know.
There you
I
go.
didn't know. I mean, they probably. They probably. Yeah. I mean, I guess they scuttle. They scuttle up things, and they're light enough, so it wouldn't make it. It wouldn't be surprising that they could climb. They could climb vertically.
So the thing is,
So they
he
scuttle
found
along.
this mouse, and I don't know who
Oh,
was more
wow.
surprised, him or the mouse. And the mouse just like launched itself out of the bird box, and it fell a long way. Just really hoping
Oh
it's
my
okay.
goodness.
Yeah.
So was it being? It was using it for shelter, or was there food in there?
Taking up residence.
Squatter.
High up a walnut tree, personal apartment with a view. Who wouldn't want that?
There you go. True. That's true. That's true. Elevated living. I tell you, high rise living.
Yeah,
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
I'll tell you what.
Good.
What is crazy though, Steve? We've got a snake. And I can't remember the name of it now. It starts with A. It's like an Appalachian or an Andalusian or something or other snake, and it's perfectly harmless and venomless. Right. And it is known as the gentleman of the snake world in southern Italy, and it's living about 15 feet from the house in an old rodent hole. So we're just kind of getting to grips with that being here.
Oh wow! Well, it will attack vermin.
Apparently so. I mean,
eat stuff that you don't like, right?
I've Googled this, and apparently it's an apex predator, and it's the best thing we could have in terms of keeping rats and mice away from the house. But they climb trees too, apparently, and they they eat birds and they eat birds' eggs, and that I'm not so fussed about. But we'll just see how it goes living with Sati, as we've called it, because we don't know whether it's male or female, but it's keeping to its own devices, and the cats don't mind.
Do you see it often?
Yeah. It pokes its head out occasionally to see if we're about, and if we are, it goes back down.
Checking for the humans.
It's checking for the humans. So
making all that noise.
We were out a few days
making
ago.
All that noise.
We came back, and it was sunning itself on the stone wall, and it moved pretty quickly when it saw us, and it probably thought to itself, "Bugger, I was happy here, and now you've come home."
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it's as skittish of you as you are of it.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily have
These
to be.
These things, they move mates. Alarmingly fast. Do you have snakes in Jamaica?
Yes. I think there are snakes. I mean, it's not common. It's not commonly seen, but there probably are snakes. There are snakes in Jamaica. I don't. You got to probably go way up into the bush.
Right. So they don't just come around and hang around the house and say, "Hi, have you got any bacon?"
No. There's nothing. My mom's never commented on seeing a snake here. My cousin had a snake in her back garden in Atlanta, which was bizarre. I mean, this thing was just walked up into the back patio, skittered around a bit. She took video of it. It was kind of alarming. You wake up and open your blinds, and it was like a 4-foot-ish snake in the backyard, which is kind of But no, I've not seen seen or heard stories of snakes. I don't know, but there's rats, there's rodents. I'm not sure what sort of wildlife there is to kind of support a population of snake life.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've got all sorts here on this land, and we've said, right, they were here first. We don't mind what's here as long as it keeps to itself. And but this, having said that, we got
That's
problems with
like
the
life.
dogs too. The dogs like to kind of, they're very curious. And my
Mm,
husband pulled some
yeah.
porcupine quills out of one of our dogs this morning.
Ah, that would, yeah, that's too curious right there.
Yeah, it's just a tad.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
So yeah, there's lots here.
In,
We're discovering more and more as the time goes by. But it's, I mean,
yeah.
it is what it is. You buy a house surrounded by woodland, you're going to get Jurassic Park type insects and critters. And I've never seen grasshoppers the size of the ones we have here. They're enormous. They're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
terrifyingly huge. So
Uh,
it's like, yeah, stay
is
outside,
it
stay
noisy?
outside.
Yeah, yeah. Is it noisy at night?
No,
Do you get
not at
the
all.
you get
Not
the
really. No.
you get oh,
Only,
okay,
only
well, because you
when
get
the
the
dogs
insect.
start up, because we get wild pigs charging through here occasionally too, and the dogs will start up, but it's
Oh,
never for long.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's funny because I'm not too far. The house is not too far from a fairly main road ish, and at certain times of the day, there's trucks. There's a kind of like I won't say but there's a like a gravel or um a natural rock um, place not too far from us. So there's a lot of the heavy trucks come by sort of mid morning going to, and then late afternoon coming from.
Right.
So you end up with a lot of road noise. So sometimes I was trying to record something yesterday, a little video, and couldn't find a point to do it because there's just noise everywhere. And we got two dogs here that bark at anything, which is annoying sometimes. It's nice to alert you, but it's annoying when they just bark at nothing. And
Yeah.
then I thought, oh, I'll do it in the evening. And then the evening came, and then the I don't know, it's crickets or cicadas, something makes that rubbing sound, that all
Yeah.
night.
It's
And
probably is cicadas.
yeah, yeah, you don't realize it's quieter with people. People noise is subdued, but those cicadas come out, and they are as it's a really it's an annoying background sound because you can't you can't remove it. It's not
Yeah.
like a hiss where you can take it out in post production. The cicadas will always come through. So I might actually just record with that sound because it's just the sound of nature
Yeah.
and
Well,
sort of
I do
get
most
used
of
to
my
it.
work with clients, my one-to-one work with clients online. I do them outside and they can hear the birds. And some of them say to me, gosh, the birds, they sound amazing. But it's just the backdrop. You either
Yeah,
work with
yeah,
it or you gnash your teeth over it. And I can't be bothered gnashing my teeth. I just say to people, you'll hear the odd dog bark, but this is the hazards of working from home.
there you go. There you go. There you go. And in nature, yeah, living in accordance with what's around you rather than trying to control everything.
I just
So
love
you're
this
right. I
place.
don't. Yeah,
Yeah, I love living like this with
yeah.
it all just going on around me. And this place is absolutely teeming. We've got such an ecosystem here, and we don't know the half of it yet.
Wow,
It's
wow,
amazing.
wow.
We are
Yeah,
blessed.
yeah. It makes it yes, and I love that because it makes you feel small compared to nature, which you should do. You
Totally,
know, we're not above
totally.
it.
It's like when we get the
We're not above it
thunderstorms
at
here,
all.
they're loud enough that they're aggressive enough to rattle the windows and rattle your teeth, and you kind of get a sense of how small we actually are in response to nature. It's just going to do
Yes.
what it wants, and we can
Yeah.
try and curb it and keep it at bay. But at the end of the day, it's going to have its way, and we are smaller than we think. Sometimes it doesn't
Yes.
hurt to be
Yes. Yeah.
reminded of that.
Yes. I absolutely agree. I mean, I feel that. I feel that being here, just seeing. I mean, we get rainfall, and it's just lovely because you just feel
Yeah,
like, okay, I don't have to water because nature's doing it for me. You know,
yeah,
and I'm living in nature's garden. You
yeah.
know, and I'm just one of the animals that live in the garden alongside everything else. So it's very yeah, it's a nice alignment or
Yes.
realignment in terms
Yes,
of,
I think it's the only
just
way to
feeling that
see it
way.
and be at peace with what's here. Otherwise, you're constantly thinking about how to deal with it, and why
Yeah.
should we have to? It has to deal with us because we're
Yes.
here.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. We think, it's not a domain that we have dominion over
Yeah,
as much as we like to think we do.
yeah,
We certainly don't. But good. So so things are going well out there.
yeah.
You're
Doing okay.
enjoying
We're
getting things set up.
yeah, we've got the pool filled now, and we've got we're sort of we've pulled the tree down. We're starting